I recently watched an episode of MTV's documentary series True Life from 2013, which featured none other than disgraced YouTuber Colleen Ballinger, who just a few days ago broke 4 months of internet silence by posting a video that inappropriately responded to her previous video, which inappropriately responded to all of her inappropriate responses to underage fans throughout her online career. Whew, probably could have found a less confusing, shorter way of saying that, but after reading the manipulative text messages she sent to some impressionable 13-year-olds, you might argue that Colleen deserves a long sentence. But I'm doing my own drum noises now, so buckle up for that. Today, I'm breaking down Colleen's television debut on the episode called True Life, I'm Famous Online, where even 1 decade ago, we can see the creator behind fictional character Miranda Sings exhibit some suspicious behaviors. And I'm not just talking about the way that she does her makeup, although yes, I do expect to be discussing that quite a bit as well. So boot up your old iPhone 5S and slip into something a little less comfortable as we squirm through 30 minutes of Colleen acting callous towards her then boyfriend, now ex-husband Josh, glimpse some very familiar faces to those of us who weren't babies in 2013, and step into the shoes of an early YouTube celebrity who mistakes her blind luck for artistic merit in today's 2013 social media throwdown installment of Clip Breakdown. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel for another installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we dive into our favorite movies, TV movies, and other such content here on the web, and we break it down into small, easily digestible, and truly watered down segments of clips, just like they did on the show True Life to make real teenagers seem like a 3-act narrative. But I do it so that we can look at each individual little clip and clop and decide, ooh, is this one ready for the TV treatment, or should we story produce her a little bit longer? And mama, I will say this, Colleen Ballinger, she does not stop giving the content. I mean, for somebody who was so unproblematic for the first, 12 years of her YouTube career, all of a sudden, she's up in this place like apologizing, like 10 seconds before giving us a vlog about her chicken coop. It's like, sweetheart, didn't you tell like some kids to tell you about their sex life? You gotta be more specific when you apologize. Like this last video, she wasn't even apologizing for the thing. She was apologizing for her embarrassing, cringy ukulele song that she made to apologize for the thing. But it was a non-apology, so I don't know. Either way, I don't know if you were all aware of True Life when it was airing through like, I think 2016, but it was a show that MTV would do where like you followed 2 or 3 different people, young people, kids or 20-somethings, as they went through some sort of themed thing. For instance, MTV, they came to New Hampshire when I was in high school, and they did a casting, and they picked one of my sister's best friend, my good friend Mary, and she was cast on the episode like I don't fit in or something, I'm an outcast, something like this. And it was all about her becoming a JV cheerleader and the whole process. And they shot it the year before I was at the school, but it aired when I was a freshman, and oh boy, it was very highly produced, let's say. A lot of staged scenes, a lot of forcing things to fit into this like little story arc that they give the show. And it was fascinating to see it happen to someone I knew. And it's also fascinating because I was obsessed with it. I wanted to be on that show so badly because I was sure it was my ride to fame. They would put out casting calls on their MTV website, and I would call like every weekend being like, True Life, I have a secret pill addiction. I'd be like, yeah, I once took 12 ibuprofen because I had a tummy ache and it was counterproductive. Or it'd be like, True Life, I live a double life. And I'd be like, I'm sleeping with my geometry teacher. And they'd be like, and nobody knows that. I was like, everybody knows that, but like, I'm telling you right now. So I guess I just thought I would say that part, but let's, it starts with the kids. They are like in studio with this like kind of cheesy corporate looking 3-point lighting setup where they're like, everyone thinks they know what it's like to be me, but do you? This is True Life. And here we are with that.
Some people try so hard to get famous.
And some people get famous without any effort or talent, with notoriety simply falling into their sharp, undeserving laps. Because the internet was brand new back then, and it was harder to tell when something sucked or was funny. I don't think Miranda Sings would have ever caught on if we weren't all just amazed that a 6-minute video could play all the way through without buffering. But anyway, some people try so hard to be famous, but nowadays, just a click and a viral video can make you a world star. That's basically what they're saying. The The other kid they follow in this episode is like some Instagrammer who had 190,000 followers, which at the time that was like a big feat. I mean, that's a lot still, but not exactly famous. He's like, oh, these girls at the mall were asking for my pictures, and it's like, someone paid those girls to go say hi to you. But anyway, let's check back in with Colleen. I don't care about that kid. Colleen is letting us know about her Miranda fan base. They send her lots of gifts. Sorry you're jealous.
I get some really weird gifts, but this is definitely one of the weirdest. The creepiest part is that these eyes are actually my eyes. It's very crazy.
Okay, I'm glad at least she knows that her eyes look crazy. Every time I see a still from that ukulele apology video, I think, oh, somebody stayed up all night watching folk music performances from Zooey Deschanel. Except Colleen took it from manic pixie dream girl to like full-on pixie dream psychosis. That ukulele video was so bizarre. Like, as the sun rose on that morning, Colleen said, I've got it. The perfect way to respond to this controversy is through annoying song. But she was telling us even more with that flying saucer stare down she was giving a camera. It's a look that says, even here, at the lowest point of my career, I still have access to profound creative inspiration by taking stimulants. Like, we know, mama, why don't you try and even things out a little bit with a downer? Maybe watch a TikTok video by one of those 14-year-olds explaining how you psychologically tormented them. That'll bring you right back down to earth if you watch. That paper mache head is seen at the beginning of the Miranda Sings Netflix show, Haters Back Off, which I've done 2 videos on in the past. Check them out. I never was into Colleen's work, or I never watched Miranda Sings. I was too old at the time when she became popular, but even if I weren't, I still don't necessarily see the entertainment value in what she's doing. And also, she's annoying in real life, it would seem. I grew up around a lot of theater kids. I was a theater kid, and I was an annoying theater kid, but I wasn't this kind of annoying theater kid. It was a different kind who was gay, so you couldn't make fun of that much. Suck on that, society. The gays get the upper hand once again. But this girl, she was annoying in the way that she's like, did the choreography too sharp and like only had 2 hairstyles in her repertoire as opposed to my 0. Anyway, let's find out how Miranda got started to be Miranda.
My name is Colleen, but most people know me as my YouTube character, Miranda Sings.
Obviously, I'm going to prank call Rebecca Black.
Hello?
Oh, this is your mother. Get home right now. You're grounded. Just kidding, I tricked you. It's Miranda. Miranda Sings.
Miranda?
This part where Miranda prank calls Rebecca Black is quintessential 2013, and I'm specifically referring to that hideous skirt. That garment is more indicative of the early 2010s than my high-functioning alcoholism at the time. Colleen probably bought that thinking, oh, I can wear this when I'm being myself or when I'm performing in character as Miranda Sings. And that's exactly the problem, sweetheart. That should be a red flag right away. I always feel like it was such a big part of Colleen's brand to be like, I'm an actress, okay? I'm so different from my character. This character of Miranda that I created. Oh, really? Then why are you both off-putting, out of touch, sing from the nose performers who wear the same pair of granny panties? This fucking church camp skirt reminds me of looking into an open casket. I bite my thumb at you, sir. I know Shakespeare. I'm the real actress. Sometimes I feel like these decisions are being made by artificial intelligence specifically to stress me out. I want artificial intelligence to reduce my stress, if anything. And sometimes it does. Like with one of my favorite apps over the last couple years, Endel. Endel is the sponsor of today's video, and it's an app that I highly recommend if, like me, you sometimes have trouble sleeping or need to focus more, which is something that I always tend to like struggle with when my struggle schedule gets busy with struggles. And then of course getting good quality sleep when it's time to wind down is a whole other challenge. But Endel is an environment-based app. It takes all of the world's knowledge of sound, then uses cutting-edge technology to create real-time personalized soundscapes designed to help me achieve certain states of mind, like more mental clarity, a more relaxed state so that I can sleep easier. Endel is informed by science. It's created by science, and it's backed by science. That's science times 3. Welcome to math class. Again, I'm particularly fond of the relax and focus mode because they just help calm my body, create feelings of comfort and safety. Don't we all need that? Being able to like get into deep focus periods really helps me get stuff done on my to-do list. And I'm a white noise machine user from childhood, so the sleep mode is great to create these sounds that help put me into a dreamy state. The core technology at the heart of Endel is AI powered and patented. It's going to adapt to real-time personal inputs like the weather, your location, your heart rate, even your circadian rhythm to help maximize the effect of the soundscape that you're listening to. And it's not based on nothing, okay? They really looked at soundscape from like a psychoacoustic point of view. So there's neuroscience behind all of these decisions. In fact, a recent survey showed that many Endel users with ADHD, tinnitus, or sleep disorders say that the app helped manage their symptoms. If you're looking for mental clarity or want to support healthy levels of focus or just make sure you're getting really healthy sleep, then I really would encourage you to click the link in the description below and download Endel for yourself. Not only is this app useful, but it's also beautiful. The whole interface is like thoughtful and relaxing. Can't get enough. On top of that, the first 100 people to download Endel by using the link below will get a free week of audio experiences. So thanks so much, Endel, for sponsoring today's video and to my new favorite way to unwind. So Miranda's lady, first of all, look at all the ugly drawings of Miranda that kids do of her. They're like, since you're a hideous beast, we'll go ahead and draw a hideous beast and it's gonna work great. They're all weirdly accurate. From like a, I don't know, character development point of view though, Miranda Sings does have a certain simple genius about her. It's like a very minor change. This smeared lipstick, this out of shape, asymmetrical, wonky lip really does kind of change the proportions of the face, and like a simple costume change into like sweatpants or whatever, it makes you look like a different person. So Colleen does have this kind of transformational moment between being Colleen and being Miranda. And I think kids get into that too. Hannah Montana, anybody? Ever heard of her?
My video free voice lesson went viral 4 years ago, and that's how Miranda was born. Now she's a monster.
Yes, Miranda Sings is a monster, but Colleen, like we told you before, Miranda Sings is you. Last night, the neighbor's security camera caught you smearing on red lipstick while taking a shit on their front steps. We can all hear you as Miranda scurrying across the rooftops at night, and every morning, the garage is full of partially eaten stray cats. Colleen, please, as your family, we're just worried about you getting kicked out of the YouTube partner program if they find out about this. Like seriously, Christmas is so much more fun now that you're rich. That's why from now on, we, the Ballinger family, are hunters. And our sole purpose in life is making sure Miranda Sings remains fed for AdSense. Ha! Miranda's lady, Colleen, I cannot remember her name, is Colleen today. She is talking to her agency. She refuses to ever do a birthday party. Cut to 10 years later when it's like, that's the only gig you can get, sis. But she also does live shows, which is something no other YouTuber does, really. So like, I guess I'm just special and really hardworking that way. I can tell, having been there myself as a theater kid, she wants it to really be clear she's basically a working actress, like a hardworking actress who does live performance as well as short, easy to shoot, made up on the spot videos. So like, we should all revere and reverence. Then we meet Josh, who is her boyfriend at the time. She later married him, and then they divorced. If you know anything about the whole story, she divorced after cheating on him with the co-star of Miranda Sings' show, Haters Back Off, which we covered in 2 episodes, which I've already said, and I'm saying the same thing over and over and over. Anyway, Josh already at this point, just like 4 years into their relationship and Colleen's fame, is like, you don't really pay attention to me. Granted, most of this is probably played up for the camera. These situations feel manufactured, but I think it's clear it all came from a real place based on interviews that Josh has given since then.
I'm constantly being pulled between my work and my boyfriend. I think at one point I'm gonna have to choose between the two.
Oof, yeah, that is a tough choice. Hey, why don't you bounce the idea around in that group chat full of 12-year-olds that you tell all your sex jokes to? You know, cause what a trustworthy sounding board you have. All those minors who adore you, instantly agree with you, and feel lucky that you would even ask them if their first menstrual period was embarrassing. So yeah, kids, which is better? A healthy, loving relationship, or earning a few $1 million as an internet clown with a regrettably young audience? Because adults don't think you're funny. Let's talk about it with the kids, Colleen, see what they say. You know what I mean? Like, let's get on Twitter, hold a special advisory board meeting with all of your underage fans, tell some jokes, build connections, tell them your boyfriend's penis length, or maybe transport them across state lines to a Chuck E. Cheese location that also sells opium, then explain to their young minds what a butt plug is. So normal, so fun, and so normal for you, 26-year-old woman. It's weird how the government has like no oversight into these inappropriate messages being sent from a public figure to children, but it's also weird how the government will just shut itself down when they don't get their way. Why are government shutdowns a thing? Even Target stays open during Christmas. I didn't realize this, but government shutdowns have only ever happened in a configuration where it's a Republican Party trying to stop some sort of Democratic administration. usually because of a failure to approve a budget that they wanted or to extend an existing budget called a continuing resolution. These shutdowns stop all of these non-essential agencies within the executive branch. Why is air travel non-essential? Also, Food and Drug Administration inspections go out the window. The Special Supplemental Nutrition Program, aka food stamps, those aren't distributed during a government shutdown. That feeds more than 7 million women and children. Non-essential? How? 2 million federal employees don't get paid. Even active duty military have to work like nothing's wrong, even though their pay will be delayed. The US has had 22 government shutdowns in the last 50 years, and having even just one more is gonna damage the economy and put many people's livelihoods at risk. Elected officials need to stop shutting down the government to protect corporate tax cuts and start working to protect the families and the people who are supporting the economy and every day just trying to survive. That's what they were brought into office to do. And we need to either elect officials who make it clear that that's their goal or call on our existing officials to do so. And then we'll talk to Miss Colleen over here about her weird text messages to a group called Weenies. What war crime that I'm attacking? Instagram kid is Instagramming. We go right through that to Miranda Lambert is Miranda Sings. Hannah Montana. No, that's not true. I haven't verified that fact, but I have my theories based on the lead paint that I've been eating. All right, next we go and see one of Miranda's live shows, which consist of singing and so much other fun stuff. Let's list it off, Sally. Meanwhile, she's supposed to call Josh, by the way, before her show, and she's like, I just won't, because I don't care for him that much, but I do love not being alone. What it feels like.
My live show consists of silly videos, me singing, stand-up, skits, and tons of other crazy stuff.
And I mean truly crazy. We do wacky sing-alongs, zany party games, uncomfortable adult innuendos, rampant non-consensual touching, alarming acts of public humiliation that leave scars on the psyche, forced labor and unsafe working conditions, abandoned babies, the chokey from Matilda, and a meet and greet for the VIP ticket holders. Or if you purchase my new book, Miranda Sings of the White Nationalist Agenda, featuring blackface Beyonce impressions. They show like the audience, it's literally the babiest babies and kids, and it's like minimum drink order $10, 1 fruit punch and 1 lemonade, please. I love that kind of venue. Oh, and then she meets kids outside and she's very humble. You can tell that she's very into looking humble.
What's happening? Why is everyone crying? I don't even understand what's happening. Because you love me. They just had this bonding thing. Aw.
Oh. All right.
She said, wait, why are you crying? Because you love me? Aw. You think I'm the most talented person on earth? Aw. Would you like totally watch a sitcom or a feature-length film starring me? Aw. Do any of your dads work in casting? Can we set up a meeting? That mom was like, they're crying because they just had this whole bonding moment. Yeah, sounds like it was a trauma bonding moment. And your kids are all crying because they haven't yet developed the language skills to express how uncomfortable that show just made them feel. Watching Miranda make some kid stick his hand down her sweatpants. Trust me, once one of these kids gets a 10th grade reading level or above, it's over for you, theater girl. Like, we already knew Colleen had some big issues when interacting with her young fans online, but now we have evidence that she kind of sucks at interacting with them in real life as well. Granted, it's sort of the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, girl, you can't act like an awkward teen girl when you're talking to the awkward teen girls. I feel like I'm chaperoning my niece's birthday party. At least try and bring the same energy to your fans that you do online, Colleen. Manipulate those kids into hating each other. Start handing out nude photos of Trisha Paytas as the setup and punchline to a non-existent joke. Share unprovoked personal details about your romantic relationship. Oh, she's about to do that right now. Okay.
Colleen.
Yeah.
Josh just tweeted that he misses you.
Aww. I was supposed to call him before the show and I didn't.
He also thinks I divulge way too much information to the literal children at my shows, but I think he just has an anxious attachment style because he had an identical twin that was born like all dead and stuff, and his mom hasn't stopped drinking since. And now he blames himself for that, which is a belief that I reinforce during arguments. Ooh, a photo. Should we do one with a silly face? Ugh. I'm not a counselor, but I still know a relationship is probably in bad shape when your partner has to use Twitter to communicate their feelings via closeted gay kid on the street, while closeted bisexual kids are waiting for you to sign autographs at the stage door. Like, tell me you work in theater without telling me that you work in theater, and without singing Seasons of Love from Rent. But if you do sing it, I get to be the featured soloist who sings the high note. Otherwise, shut the up. Colleen is like, I don't know what Josh expects me to do. I mean, like, I miss him too. And I would rush home to him right now if the entire cast and crew didn't meet at IHOP after every show to occupy half of the tables while ordering tap waters and sharing a single appetizer. All right, let's move on. Actually, I'm not gonna be okay until I sing the song real quick. Measure your life in love. Yeah, I knew. I'm fully castable. Agents of Hollywood. That's my sensual voice. What happens next? Nothing good. Oh, she's talking to her gay makeup artist. Don't know why it matters that he's gay. Just thought you should know. And she's like, he actually tweeted me to tell me that he missed me because he knew I see it better than I would. And I'm like, that's exactly the kind of example of story production that I'm talking about that True Life loved to do. It's like, nobody talks so literally. They just got some kid to be like, your boyfriend says he misses you, and then later she could be like, this actually happened and this solidifies the storyline that we have a conflict. It's like, okay, sweetheart, why don't you just put on your red lipstick and do a little dance for the kids. Next up, she goes to VidCon in Florida. There was literally one person over the age of 18 who's like, you're so gorgeous and I love you. I was like, you love the show Wicked, and she did a cover of that. So let's get our facts straight. Gay. Not me being homophobic within homosexual in this episode. That's so weird. Josh comes to VidCon. If you didn't know, he has a small but growing YouTube channel where he does musical stuff, funny stuff, characters and stuff. It's like, it's not really sharp branding, but okay, what does he do? What does he do? He wears a Jason Mraz hat in the sun? Okay, let's get into it. Miranda is constantly being swarmed by fans at VidCon, which makes sense. And they make it seem like Josh is like, I just can't do anything with you, whatever. It's like, yeah, VidCon would not be the place for you to have a candlelit dinner, sweetheart. But moreover, your girlfriend doesn't want to spend time with you outside of that. Because even when she gets home, she's like, oh, I just don't even want to shoot this video. I don't even want to my boyfriend. And he's like, what? And she's like, nothing. What?
Because I just got off a plane, I want to take a shower, and I want to go to bed.
And you want to have a long time with your boyfriend.
Yeah, that too.
You're such a jerk.
I'm not a jerk. I do, baby.
Do you hear the tone that you say it with?
Yikes. Colleen clearly had no idea how bad this would look on TV. Like, at best, it's not fun to look at. At worst, my whole stomach is turning. I'm borderline horrified. We're talking about the decor of this bathroom, by the way. I stopped listening to those two unsalted french fries and all their arguing as soon as I caught a glimpse of those horrendous wall hangings. This earthquake-prone art gallery they got going on. There's a picture that says, you can do it, as well as one that says, somebody ate corn, and another that depicts brown liquid and the word poop. What kind of sick in the head signage are you putting up in your homestead, Mary? Oh, like which level of Dante's Inferno was the inspiration for this room's theming? Was there one with like flowing rivers of and dingy incandescent lighting? I don't want to go there. I've already been to Boston. Like, why? Somebody let the frat boy decorate the bathroom. He got one room to himself to decorate. We get it, you two. This is the room where your diarrhea happens. You really want to be reminded of that while you're doing your makeup and hair in there? Okay, then go for it. Live your life, you dirty diaper diva. I've got to walk away from this before I puke. Those fucking askew photos are something a serial killer would do. Miranda and Josh get into a full-blown argument in front of Miranda's sister, who's like, we actually just pray and praise Miranda and we worship the ground that she pisses on. And Josh is like, it seems like you literally don't want to spend time with me. And she's like, I can't spend time with you and have a career. It's like, that's a healthy viewpoint. Like, many people do this. Many people do that. I have a career on YouTube and also I don't have a relationship, but it's not because I can't. I could. If they could put up with me, I could put up with them. Miranda feels terrible. I keep calling her Miranda. Her name is Colleen, and she feels terrible because Josh doesn't like to be not liked. So she meets up with her friend Glozell, who you may remember from her viral video of the cinnamon eating challenge. And she's like, Glozell has the same job as me, so she knows all about what I'm going through, except she handles it like a real human.
Yeah, I have to make videos. I have to get ready for shows. I have to travel. I have to be online 24/7.
So you don't want a man?
Yes, I do.
You gotta make time for him.
Yeah, I do make time for him.
You just said, I gotta work, I gotta edit, I gotta do this. You might have the issue.
Yeah. Her issue is that somebody clearly hasn't read the unwritten rulebook of being in Colleen Ballinger's inner circle. Someone is giving Colleen honest feedback instead of co-signing her horrible behavior. Someone is holding Colleen the Queen Ballinger accountable instead of just shutting her stupid green lips and nodding yes. For Colleen is the one and true earthly conduit to our Lord and Savior Miranda Sings. And before anyone asks why I'm defending her, don't. I am not a fan of Miranda Sings. I'm more of a disciple of Her Majesty, and she doth not need defenders. For this beautiful universe began when Miranda the Great burped it forth from the inside of her cavernous mouth. Behold, the ocean is made of her holy blood. The sun shining in the sky is her weird face. By the way, I've been joining a lot of new religious cults lately, so definitely DM me if you're interested. I'm not sure this conversation is exactly like Colleen had planned, but she's taking this advice in, if only for the camera. She's like, I'm so grateful for Glozella. I love that f***ing so much, and I'll definitely continue to be friends with her after this betrayal because as an actress, I genuinely enjoy when my friends challenge me on my work and weaken the echo chamber that I've tirelessly worked to build around my life. I just love Glozella's honesty. Unfortunately, Miranda Sings thinks that Glozella is a meanie pants and that she is not being faithful to Miranda. And that makes Miranda angry. And when Miranda gets angry, Miranda gets hungry. You better hide your fucking cats. You better hide all the cats in your neighborhood. Now is the point where I decide if I want to keep this on my face for the rest of the video or just pose the lipstick for a thumbnail. We'll do that first. This is so dumb. What a dumb thing. I hate it. Okay, but we did it. It's done. I look like Ronald McDonald's gay f***ing cousin. And I am. Ronald never speaks to me because of something I said to him in childhood. No, Miranda's like, oh, Glozelle's right. I do need to make more of an effort for Josh. And it's like, yeah, I'm surprised that it took a f***ing picnic table lunch for you to realize that. Anyone with feelings could have probably seen that. So I don't know how much of that was story produced or how low on the empathy spectrum Miranda girl Colleen is. I'm not trying to have this stain my lips, I decided. I got a date after this at the Motel 6. Why is that not a joke? That should have been a joke, but it's not. I'm going there. That looks normal. That looks good and normal. Instagram kid is Instagramming. He barely passed 10th grade and no one knows who he is now. So we love that. Because they feature multiple people per episode of True Life, they don't have a lot of time to make a 3-act story structure. It's basically setup, commercial break, conflict, commercial break, solution, resolution. So we just had Colleen admit even that she did need to pay more attention to Josh. And then in this next scene, she's like, and now I fixed it. Happy ending. Girl, I need to redo my foundation at least a little bit. Okay, so in this final little setup with Miranda, we're at some venue, like the kind that she performs at, I guess. And she's like, because I'm such a good person, I realize that if my boyfriend isn't happy about his career, he's gonna be a jealous asshole about mine. And it's like, I don't think that's what he said. I think he just kind of likes spending time with you, but go off, sis. And so let's see how this goes.
I know that Josh needs his career to flourish in order to be happy. So I contacted a theater I used to perform at and helped Josh get a booking. Aw,
thank God you had the connections to get Josh this gig since he's such a hopeless flop without you. And thank you for that dead-eyed explanation, sweetie. Really uncomfortable. Is there anything Colleen can't do? She's a so-called actress, she's a child groomer, and now a sound engineer? Look at her adjust that dial, which does nothing, while looking around at also nothing. That was very convincing. You seem quite busy. Slaying the entertainment biz, queen. Thankfully, we get the satisfying resolution of seeing Josh's show go off without a hitch. He won a Tony Award. That's not true. I don't know where this is, and I don't know what the show is, but it sucked.
Hey guys, hey, it's me, Sarah Deculus. Josh, what are you wearing? The next thing you know, you're gonna be dressing up like a girl.
Okay, well that's obviously not something I would do.
To the woman in the audience who we can hear absolutely howling with laughter, we know you're f***ing lying, and we appreciate it so much. Then again, maybe people were just more simple 10 years ago. Then there was a lower bar for things that people found funny on the internet because we didn't know any better. It's sort of like looking at pictures of people my age now back in the 1950s. They were all born before society's beauty standards were elevated by the social media, makeup innovations, cosmetic surgery. My grandparents used to show me photo albums from their teen years, and I was like, wow, so was your entire town inhabited by cross-eyed, field-dwelling tooth monsters, or just the people that I'm related to? I guess back then people were just born with more bonage in their face and the bushy eyebrows of a Scottish terrier. I saw a photo of an old family reunion, and it looked like a Nutty Professor style comedy, except every member of the family was played by John Wayne. Okay, call every member of my family ugly. Check. I'm really trying to get out of having to buy Christmas gifts this year. Anyway, the show goes off without a hitch. Clearly, at the end of this, everyone wants to take pictures with Josh and nobody with Colleen because those parts were edited out.
I'm just really excited for whatever's next. I know we're gonna make this work.
And you did make it work, Josh and Colleen, in that your divorce announcement videos are still some of the highest performing pieces of content on your channel. And some lucky girl got a photo with Josh being like this. That's the most MySpace 2013 Facebook picture pose I've ever looked at. I would divorce him right then and there on the spot. I'd be like, hey, get the cameras over here. You're a fucking tool. But no, they made it a few more years. They got married, they got divorced, they had scandals, they had interviews, they told all. And for that, you're an inspiration to me, Colleen. The next time my online career needs a boost, I'm just going to cheat on my husband and then remarry the coworker that I was f***ing. First, I just need to find someone willing to marry me and then find somebody willing to work with me. For AdSense. Oh. She's okay. The kids are all right. Because that's all we have to say about Colleen Ballinger and the true life of being famous online. Had you seen this episode when it came out? Were you a Miranda at the time? Let me know in the comments below. And also give this video a big thumbs up if you think I should cover even more early 2010s content from MTV when it was like the Wild West of harmful documentary shows. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right over here. That way you never miss new videos from me. I know that makes people nervous. I upload more videos every month, so click the notification bell icon. That way you'll always be the first to know when I am serving up a silly song like Miranda sang. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you so much for defying gravity with me today. I will see you next time. Mwah.